Hello, iPad. All right, welcome everyone. Thank you for being here. My name is Phil Tavolacci, and I'll be sharing a bit more later in the presentation, but I want to start off by introducing and welcoming the main presenter tonight, Kathleen Kangas. Kathleen is a doctor of physical therapy, specializing in myofascial release and women's health. She owns a private practice in downtown Panama City, Florida, while also expanding her business as a leader here in LifeVantage. She's been part of the fitness world for 35 years, personally or professionally, and currently enjoys Peloton and CrossFit. She's a military wife and mom to two awesome boys and stepmom to four girls, so she's busy. She's been with LifeVantage for over 11 years and has extensive experience with the products and business. And I've been so fortunate to be working with Kathleen for these last 11 years in LifeVantage, and then even longer in our other roles. So without further ado, I pass it over to Kathleen to get us rolling.
Thank you, Phil, and thank you all for being here. If you are here live or recorded, welcome. I know it took a minute out of your day to join us here to learn a little bit more about this health and income opportunity. And I will tell a little bit more about my story later, but as Phil mentioned, I'm down here in Panama City, Florida. I've been involved with this company for about 11 years. And at the time, 11 years ago, when my second son was about 4 months old and my first son was just about 2.5, I was really at a crossroads between my passion for my profession as a physical therapist and treating patients and having my own business in that way and wanting to be present for my kids in the way that I wanted to. And literally I was praying for something. And that is when somebody shared with me an ABC primetime news clip. And I knew that if this was something I could do in the nooks and crannies of my life, that I could schedule around my kids' needs, that was a no-brainer for me, because the information you're about to hear tonight and that I heard 11 years ago blew my mind. And I knew that I was going to have these products and this technology in my life as a mom and a health professional and a fitness guru. It really aligned with my perspective on health and wellness. So without further ado, I'm going to take you back in time to 2005 when ABC News did a primetime investigative report on this small biotech company that nobody knew about. And the reason we share this is because it's the start of our history. So it is antiquated from 2005, but I will catch you up to speed as on our company story, where we are today with it, the products that have developed since that aired, and how you can participate in this either as a consumer or as an entrepreneur. So let me just do a quick share of this screen of mine here. And we will go right to that ABC primetime news clip.
The following is an ABC primetime.
If you can't hear it very well, just turn up your volume.
2005.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock with just a few pills? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. As I found out firsthand, there may be a way to erase years, at least inside my body. Granted, it's down the road, but some scientists are wondering if a new pill I took might offer a very long life. It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment, a kind of guinea pig. Dr. McCord, okay. I'm here at the University of Colorado in Denver to meet Dr. Joe McCord, a world-renowned scientist. This is pretty exciting stuff you find, huh?
It is. We're very excited about it.
His latest research could very well unravel the mystery of aging itself. And his decades of experiments may have the potential of adding years to people's lives and possibly prevent chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. It all centers around this small yellow pill, and for me, it begins with a blood test.
It wouldn't be the first time I've given blood for this company.
They want to check my levels of something called T-bars, which is a rough indicator of a person's actual age. T-bars can identify a condition known as oxidative stress, a kind of measure of the wear and tear on our bodies. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing.
Bad for the body,
Leading to disease.
leading to disease and leading to malfunction, and importantly, leading to what we call aging. It is a slow progression of increasing oxidative stress. That's the main characteristic biochemically of the aging process.
The problem of aging begins with the very food we eat to give us energy. As our cells burn that food, they also release toxic chemicals. Those chemicals, you may know them as free radicals, react with all the components of our cells, literally bombarding them millions of times per second, damaging all our cells. The result? Oxidative stress. We all have it. The body fights back with a system of defenses. It makes two antioxidant enzymes, catalase and SOD, whose job is to gobble up the free radicals before they can harm our cells. But as we get older, some of those toxic radicals overwhelm our enzymes and wreak their havoc. For a long time, scientists thought that antioxidant vitamins like C and E would lower it, but they don't.
As it's turned out in just the last 5 years or so, we see that they're not good enough tools. They're not powerful enough.
But this pill, he says, is powerful enough. In fact, many times more powerful.
So, doctor, how often do I take these?
And so here I go. With that swallow, I've just become part of a potentially landmark scientific experiment.
Doesn't taste bad.
It's called Protandim, and tests on both mice and humans have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us. Whether that will lead to longer life is still unknown. Experiments to see if mice live longer are about to get underway, but it's a tantalizing theory.
Right now, all we know is that this preparation decreases oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is not a disease, just like aging is not in itself a disease, but it's something that accompanies and is attached to many disease processes.
Have you discovered the fountain of youth?
I wouldn't put it that way, but we may have discovered something that will tell us a lot more about how we age, what happens biochemically, and maybe how we can slow it down. And so you can see the age-related.
Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age. But in Dr. McCord's tests, taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old.
They all are reduced to the level of oxidative stress that one would expect, frankly, in a newborn or a very young child.
Back to the oxidative stress levels of a child? It sounds too good to be true. Will Protandim work on me?
But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. Dr. McCord calculates the numbers. The result, my level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically.
45%, that's excellent.
Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after.
Which, if extrapolated back, is the level you would see in a newborn baby.
Have we turned back the clock? Well, maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed.
Okay, so we are going to move on with the rest of the story, but you can find the full ABC Primetime News clip at YouTube if you just search Protandim ABC News clip. That was just a short summary of what you saw. But wow, I want to start by asking this question. Had you ever heard of oxidative stress prior to seeing this news clip? I hadn't heard of it, and I had been in the health industry for my entire adult life and had never really heard that term. So I just want to make sure you know exactly what this is, why this is relevant, why we have it, why it's an issue, and then what Protandim does in your body, okay? So oxidative stress is damage to the cells of our body. It's mutations. It's every time we take a breath, we create oxidative stress in our body. Our body produces free radicals that bombards our cells, and that is that oxidative stress. So it's damage. So imagine you cut open an apple and you leave it out on a shelf, it turns brown, right? Or you leave a bike out in the rain and it rusts. That is oxidative stress. And that damage is linked to hundreds and hundreds of conditions in the body. So for instance, if you were to go to pubmed.gov and just type in any condition you're curious about or any body system you're curious about and oxidative stress, you can see hundreds of thousands of studies. There's about a 250,000 studies on oxidative stress in pretty much anything you can think of. So why do we get this? Well, it's the food that we eat. I mentioned the air, right? We can't really get away from breathing, but there's the food that we eat, the water we drink. There's pollution in the air. There's too little exercise, too much exercise. Environmental toxins, there's Wi-Fi, EMFs, medications, all these things that are impacting our body that we can't always control. And that's leading to an accelerated development of that oxidative stress and damage. Now, you may have noticed that in that news clip, John Quinones, who's a world-renowned news reporter, he took Protandim for 2 weeks and his oxidative stress was improved by 45%. And that's just in 2 weeks. And did you see where in the first study, they couldn't tell the difference between an 80-year-old and a 20-year-old after taking Protandim for a month? The first study that was done on this product, which of course is what catches people's attention, is that we can legally say actually Protandim reduces oxidative stress an average of 40% in 30 days. We can legally say that if the FDA were on the Zoom tonight. And that's something that's extremely powerful because the FDA does not allow food or natural products to make any claims, disease claims, and we don't make disease claims. So, but we can say we reduce oxidative stress, which is at the core of any and every condition you can imagine. So pretty powerful. Now, what's the difference between what Protandim does and what, vitamin C, vitamin E, what that scientist was saying? It's not enough. It's not powerful enough. Well, when you consume your antioxidants through oranges, broccoli, blueberries, or your supplements, it's literally like taking Dixie cups of water to put out a house fire. How many Dixie cups would it take if your house was on fire every single day, lighting on fire? It would take an extreme amount. You're not going to sit around and eat blueberries all day long or eat 400 oranges or 500 cups of broccoli. That's not really realistic, right? But Protandim is not a supplement, first of all. It's something called an activator. It's not about the individual ingredients themselves. It's the activation of something called your NRF2 pathway, NRF, like the football. And when that pathway is activated through this natural product, your body turns on its own sprinkler system. It activates your body's own antioxidant enzymes like you had when you were younger. That is why we're able to reduce that oxidative damage so significantly. The question is, who do you think needs that information? And would you prefer Dixie cups of water or a sprinkler system? I mean, that's kind of obvious, right? This caught my attention as a healthcare practitioner, but anybody who's thinking about improving their health or living a longer life, this is significant. All right, so what happened since then? I'm going to actually quickly just touch on Protandim before I go on to the company story. But Protandim, as I said, is not a supplement. It's an activator. It's a combination of 5 ingredients that you might be familiar with: turmeric, milk thistle, green tea, ashwagandha, and bacopa. It's this ratio that when combined made it 18 times more powerful than the individual ingredients. So while you might take a turmeric supplement or drink your green tea, it is not the same as the combination of these 5. Just like if you were to bake a cake and put out all the initial ingredients, your eggs, your sugar, your flour, all these things, it's not the same as when you put it together. And that's what they found with Protandim. In fact, that study can be found at pubmed.gov, the effects of that synergy. So what happened when this ABC News clip aired? $5 million of orders came into this company overnight. As I mentioned, it was a small biotech company. They had no infrastructure in place. They had no one to pick up the calls, to take orders. So it was a bit of chaos. But what did happen that was fantastic is scientists and researchers from all over the world called LifeVantage and said, we want to study that product, that natural product. So today you can go to the National Library of Medicine and type in Protandim, and you're going to find 28 peer-reviewed papers and studies on this branded product. This is absolutely unheard of in the natural product world. So you've got American Heart Association, which did a study with Ohio State on heart disease and scar tissue. They put that study out in Circulation Journal to all the AHA members. They've never done that before for a natural product. LSU did a skin cancer study with Protandim. That study propelled the company to look at other ways we could activate this pathway from the outside, which launched a whole skincare line activating that NRF2 pathway. The American Academy or the Anti-Aging Institute of Anti-Aging studied this and showed an increase in lifespan in the animal model that they did by 7%. This is significant. So the point is, this is not your average thing on the market to have this kind of attention, but you can go there and take a look at all those studies. You just go there, type in Protandim NRF2, and you'll see it pop right up. So if you're really into the science, that's a great place to go. Washington State University, independent of Protandim as a branded product, actually explored NRF2 activation technology and said it may well become the most extraordinary breakthrough in the history of health. There are other pharmaceutical companies that are actually creating NRF2. This is ways to activate our genes is something that we have been able to do with plants, but it's massive. And there is one other drug on the market today that's a NRF2 activator. It's called Tecfidera. That is for patients with MS. It's a NRF2 activator. In their preclinical studies, it's so interesting, they found that Protandim was a more potent activator of this pathway. It was considered the gold standard. So you can imagine how huge this market is when we can actually activate this pathway through plants, not through drugs. We don't do that, but that's what's happening out there. All right, so back to the story. All these studies were underway. They ended up putting Protandim in the stores like GNC, CVS, apothecaries all over the country. And it sat there in the antioxidant section. It was a $50 product at the time. Nobody knew what activation was. It said NRF2 Synergizer on the bottle. And they only did about 3 million per year, about a half a bottle per store per month. And they were in a predicament. They brought in a consultant in 2009 who watched that ABC News clip, had a vision for how this could be shared, and convinced the board of directors to take this off the shelves and put it into a different business platform where people could leverage this ABC News clip and share this person to person. It's called network marketing, sharing information through networks of people. It's something we do all the time through social media or your friends, always asking for a referral, looking for a great hairdresser or a dentist or massage therapist or a great PT. I'll send them to Phil if you're in Maryland. and we just do that all the time, but we don't get paid for that. And that is a significant platform that they decided to take on. So in 2009, 3 million. Years later, we're about a $250 million company today. We are trading on the NASDAQ. We've been invited twice to Wall Street to close the bell, the closing bell on Wall Street. We have a board of directors to include Aaron Brockovich, world-renowned consumer advocate. We are in over 23 countries today. The point is, this was a huge success to change the platform, and we've gone on and on and on. So we're going to cover 6 components today: the company, which I just talked about, trends, products, timing, compensation, and systems. But I'm going to start with our products tonight. So if you're on here and you're thinking, I want to learn more about how these products can help my health, we're going to talk about those first. And then I'm going to have our special guest, Phil, come on and share a little bit about his personal experience. So we have products that are essentially in 3 categories: optimizing your health. Okay. Whoops. Let me go back up here. Let's start with optimizing your health. Okay. We have Protandim NRF2, proven to reduce oxidative stress an average of 40% in 30 days. You can think of this as increasing the number of garbage men you have in your body to take out the trash. Just to put it in layman's terms, I like that because not everybody's a scientist, nor do we need to be to understand the benefit of activation. Then we have something called the Protandim NRF1 Synergizer. It's just a different doorway, which activates our mitochondrial function, which increases cellular energy. Think of this as increasing the number of runners in your body, okay? So increasing the energy that your cells have to do their function. Then we have something called Protandim NAD synergizer. You're probably familiar with something called intermittent fasting or fasting in general. There is a lot of cellular benefits to that, health benefits. And this is a way to do it actually just with plants. We activate the molecule, which turns on this cascade of proteins called your sirtuins, and it increases the longevity of your cell, the lifespan of your cell. Think about it as having a 5-star chef running the kitchen, okay? That's what Protandim NAD does. Now, if you combine these 3 products, what they found is that they exponentially increased the effectiveness of each other when taken together. That is called the Protandim Tri-Synergizer. It's the combination of NRF2, NRF1, and NAD. You don't have to take them all together, but when people take this all together, there seems to be a more palpable effect, a tangible feeling in the body that people can recognize, because we don't always feel our oxidative stress level go up and down. It's like our blood pressure, our heart rate, our cholesterol. We don't feel that necessarily, but the combination of these 3 seems to do something that within a few days, maybe a week, you can tell something's happening. Everybody's different. All right, the next product combination we have here is called it's our timed nutrients. This is basically our multivitamin. This is not necessarily activation, but we know that having these vitamins in our body does impact our cellular functioning. The cool thing about this, and I've taken multivitamins in the past, it's an all-in-one thing. Everybody takes it all in the morning. I have always found that sometimes it will change the color of your urine, and that is because you don't need that much. It's almost hyperdosing of vitamins. This is broken down into the vitamin supplementation you need in the morning and the vitamin supplementation you actually need in the evening to support our circadian rhythms. So great if you want to improve that. Then we also have a D3 added to that, which of course, many people are deplete in. So that's our combined time nutrients product combination there. And then just a moment here. Oh, we have our omega. Omega-3, omega-7, and D3 combined. The unique thing about our omega is that it is bottled within hours from boat to bottle. That is one of the reasons why it's so pristine. You can literally bite this capsule open and swallow the oil, where most of the time if you get it off the shelf, that fish oil, it has oxidized already. It's very fishy. It gives you fish burps. Not good, right? But omega is really great for inflammation, for your brain. In fact, as a CrossFitter myself, this is actually the only supplement that the brand CrossFit recommends for people. They are all on board with taking omegas. So if you work out a lot like I do, make sure you have your omegas. And I promise you, your diet is probably deplete in omega-3s and 7s. So you don't have to worry about whether this would be beneficial for you. Then we have our gut health products. I love these. I'm going to start with a prebiotic because it's probably my favorite one in this whole bunch. I start every morning with a prebiotic. It's a drink that does a few things. It not only helps with bowel regularity, that's good. It helps with satiety. It gives you a feeling of fullness. So it is within our weight management approach to products, and it serves as like fertilizer to the probiotic and the postbiotic that we have here. So it does a few things. In fact, some people have called this a natural Ozempic. And I say that because what it does in the gut has a similar function to some of these weight loss shots. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. That's all I can say about that. But if you look into it, it's quite interesting. Then we have a probiotic here. Everybody should be on a probiotic to give your gut healthy bacteria. The unique thing about our probiotic is that it's timed release and gets through your stomach acids, doesn't get killed off like a lot of things that you might buy off the shelf or food that you consume. Sometimes gets just killed off in the stomach acids. So it gets to where it needs to be. And then we have Daily Wellness, which is our immune drink, but also has gut supporting ingredients in it. It's called fermented yeast, considered a postbiotic. We know that gut health is really critical for our immune system. So those are our gut products. I see bright is for our eyes. Now, our eyes suffer quite a bit of oxidative stress from doing what we're doing right now, which is sitting in front of a screen. That blue light damage, we are all actually damaging our eyes right now with blue light, unless you're wearing your blue light blockers. And this provides ingredients to actually combat oxidative stress and damage to your eyes. So it's a vision and brain complex. We have Pet Tandem. It's the only Nerf2 activator on the market for dogs today. It's basically a chewable treat, and it tastes like chicken. So it's chewable like that. And it also has ingredients to support their joints, and it has omegas in it, all in one product. This is a unique thing about Pet Tandem. They did a study and found in a double-blind placebo-controlled clinical study that it reduced cellular stress in dogs. The results of that study indicated a reduction in cellular stress, improvement in mobility, and improved cognitive function. I've seen incredible stories about animals and activation. And as we know, animals don't have any placebo, right? They're not in it to try to convince anybody. It is phenomenal. So if you have a pet, make sure to get them on Pet Tandem. Here's our second category called Achieve More. How can we achieve more in our life? Well, we achieve more through energy. And we have a brain drink, decaffeinated and caffeinated. Love that, because right now I'm having my decaf version of Axio. I wouldn't want to be having caffeine at this hour, but our regular Axio, it does include caffeine. It has your B vitamins, magnesium, it has quercetin, pine bark, L-theanine, DMA, things that are so amazing for your brain to improve memory, focus, clarity, mood. I call it my mood food. And then we have the same product in decaf version. We also have a fat burner. It's a metabolic enhancer. The study on that product shows that you can burn an additional 180 calories per day. That's before doing your exercise and lifestyle changes when you take fat burn. So I tell people, if you struggle with your weight, this is a great product to take. If you're on a weight management program, add this to it for that period of time. Look radiant. Big market. Most people want to look better as they age, right? So we have a few products here that not only contribute to looking more radiant, but feeling so much better on the inside. I'm going to start with our liquid collagen. This is one of the biggest selling products of our product line. So I'm going to focus a little bit more on this and tell you that the combination of Pro Tandem Nerf2 plus liquid collagen has a whole additional synergistic impact to it. There is a study on this at the LifeVantage website. So whoever invited you can get you that study, but it's impactful to take those two together. So let's start with just the LifeVantage liquid collagen, what sets us apart. First of all, it obviously improves the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. It improves skin moisture, tone, and texture. Helps protect against the damage effects of oxidative stress. So if you're out in the sun, if you have wind blowing on your face, these are all things that damage our skin from the outside, the things we put on our skin. This product does three things. ARM. It activates, it replenishes, and maintains collagen. And you can see here, there's a few percentage numbers here on the clinical study that took place with this product, and it increased collagen density by 42%. It increased your blood catalase levels by 202%. That's an antioxidant enzyme. It increased skin elasticity. This was an 8-week clinical trial. Okay. It activates your body's own antioxidant enzyme 27 times. So it also that's where we talk about the protects against the damaging effects of oxidative stress, because it activates our body's own antioxidants as well. The activation portion of our collagen, okay, builds collagen. It turns on the mechanism for your body to make more. The second thing that it does, through a marine-based, fish-based collagen peptides, and 10 different kinds, by the way. If you're buying collagen off the shelf, it's probably just 2. This has 10. So this replenishes your lost collagen that breaks down over time, about 1% every year after the age of 20, and about 2% for women after menopause. Every single year, your body's just breaking down that collagen. The third thing it does is help maintain. So it slows down the breakdown of collagen. So ARM, activates, replenishes, maintains, but it's not all about what's on the surface. Collagen benefits go beyond great skin, right? We're talking about muscle recovery, joint support, gut health, eye health. Your eye is about 90% collagen, brain health, mood, pretty much everything. So it's just a great tool to have. And this product is so unique. You can see here this increase in collagen density under the microscope. Fascinating. And why liquid? Because it has a 90% plus absorption rate when it's liquid. It uses hydrolyzed collagen because it means it's just chopped up into really small pieces, so your body doesn't have to really work to break them down, and it just can absorb it. If you're taking a powder collagen, it's a whole different ballgame. It's a 10 to 30% absorption rate. So, you get what you pay for, and you're just supplementing collagen at that point as well. Here's some pictures. Befores and afters. Some of them are 30 days, some of them are 120 days, some are longer. You can see the legs, people's hands. 5 months. Okay, real quickly, I'm going to finish up our products here, and then I'm going to invite Phil to jump on. So we have a hair care system, which is also activating. Nerve 2 activation for the scalp. All of our products are extremely clean, which means you don't have to worry about toxins or surfactants, things like that, that really actually break down your hair. We have a shampoo, conditioner, and a hair serum. So it's for all hair types. It activates the scalp, especially the scalp serum, to improve hair growth, the appearance. Whoops, hold on. We have just somebody that's not muted. If everybody can mute their line, please. Whoops. Okay. All right. So we have Nerve 2 activating hair system and very clean. We have a skincare line. Whoops. Oh, let me show you some pictures of the hair growth. If anybody's aging, you know that hair loss is a thing. And if anybody's gone through a very stressful situation, even COVID, people were dealing with a lot of stress. In fact, COVID had a significant increase in oxidative stress. There's a lot of studies on that as well. We have a skincare regimen, highly anti-aging, which is a cleanser, a plant-based retinol, which addresses 11 signs of aging. We have a eye lift, which literally goes all the way around the eye. And we have a true hydrate, extremely moisturizing fourth part of that system that improves brightness of the skin and clarity. You can see here some beautiful before and afters. Now these are some of these are 15-minute before and afters. So if you get this skincare system, do your before and afters in 15 minutes, 30 days, 90 days, incredible. Lastly, we have a True Protect skin sunscreen, totally blank there for a second, sunscreen, which is clear. It goes on clear. My goodness, have you ever tried to put a stick on your face and it sticks to your skin? You've got white stuff all over your face, it's sticky. This has no fragrance. It's a zinc oxide, very clean, and there's shea butter, jojoba oil, and ginger root, which is also activating. So it's anti-aging, and we have a Nerve 2 activating hand cream. So with that, I'm going to invite Phil Tavolacci to come on and just share, Phil, let me quickly introduce. We are colleagues. So we are both physical therapists and MFR experts in our industry. He lives in Ashton, Maryland with his husband and 2 amazing children and dog. He's been in the company for 11 years, about the same as myself. You are an artist and an author, incredible. In fact, I have his book right behind me in my office. And I remember sharing this with Phil 11 years ago. And Phil, could you share a little bit about, what happened for you with your product experience? Then I'll invite you back on when we talk more about the business.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
All right. Well, yeah, I mean, I feel blessed every day that Kathleen shared this with me 11 years ago. I watched that ABC News report, and like Kathleen, I had never heard the term oxidative stress before, even though I'd been in the health and wellness world for over 15 years at that point. But what I got in watching it was that it was synonymous to inflammation, or at least in my mind, that's what I got. And what I knew was that I had just spent 2 years with my lungs on fire. I had an incident back in 2011 where I had an exposure to mold and mildew. I ended up in the emergency room in respiratory distress. That resolved, but what it left me with was a chronic breathing issue. I was coughing and wheezing all day and all night. I'm a manual therapist. It's really hard to treat patients when you're unable to breathe. And I had tried everything for 2 years. I had done, all the modalities. I did everything I knew to do nutritionally. I shifted my exercise plan. That breathing issue did not budge. Before I get into more, I just want to highlight that, we're all very different. We all have completely unique physiologies. So, what happened to me, I'm not necessarily going to say the same would happen to you. But, this is what unfolded in my body. So I saw that information. I was very compelled and, decided to start taking Protandim Nerf 2 that very day. You guys, if you can mute your line, that would be helpful. Um, and, I just waited, right? Knew it wasn't going to happen in one day, but was hopeful that as the fires were put out in my body, I would notice some improvements. Um, and so what happened was about 3 weeks into taking Protandim Nerf 2, and that was the only product out then. Everything else that Kathleen overviewed has come since then. So this was just one product, Protandim Nerf 2. So I noticed about 3 weeks in that my lifelong seasonal allergies were improved. And that was a big aha for me. I mean, I had issues dating back to middle school. Every April, May, June, I would go through boxes of tissues. I won't go into the long story. The basic point here is 3 weeks into activation, it was like 70 or 80% better. That was huge for me in and of itself. Continued, of course, taking the Protandim every single day. About 5 weeks in, I had my scheduled physical, my yearly physical with my doctor, and my blood pressure was normal for the first time in my life. And I've always been an incredibly fit person, but I just happened to be born with two anomalies in my heart. And it was believed by my physicians and myself that that was the reason why my blood pressure was so high. Um, and I had been taking medication for my blood pressure for all of my adult life at that point, but it never brought it down below 145/90. That's the best medication could get for me. Well, 5 weeks into Protandim, I saw 120/80. My doctor saw it, and I thought, oh my gosh, things are moving and grooving in my body, and this is amazing. Now, I was still coughing all day. I was still wheezing all day. I was still not sleeping at night. Like, things were happening, but that breathing issue was still there. Fast forward 4 months down the road, and all of that went away. No more of that breathing issue. It's never come back. No more steroids, no more inhalers, no more of that stuff. And so, obviously, I've continued taking Protandim. I'm not planning on stopping because, why would I? Why would I want that stress to accumulate back in my body? And then as the other activators and products have come out over the last 11 years, I've incorporated those into my life. And just, in general, energy is really good. I sleep incredibly well. My focus is good. My vision is good. I still have 20/20 vision without correction at 52. Like, these products are just really life optimizing. And then one other thing I'll highlight is just 2 years ago, just a little bit over 2 years ago, is when the collagen activator came out. And prior to it coming out, I had an exacerbation of my spinal pain. I've had spinal trauma throughout my life. I've managed it really well with the modality that I do, myofascial release, and with all the other good things I do. But I had this unexplained flare up in my mid back that was excruciating, and really hard to treat patients when you're in 9 out of 10 pain yourself. And so I was just on the verge of going to see orthopedists or neurologists for this when the collagen came out. Now, the collagen came out, and of course, the discussion was mostly around skin, hair, nails, appearance. But as a physical therapist who specializes in the connective tissue system, my brain was saying, oh, we can activate new, healthy, fresh collagen. Collagen makes up my tendons, my ligaments, my muscles, my fascia, my intervertebral discs. Like all of that is collagen based. What if? Like, what if I start activating my collagen? Could this help me? I didn't know. But I started taking the liquid collagen in addition to all of the other products. And within about 7 weeks, that spinal pain went from like a 7 to 9 down to like a 1 to 2. So, there's a lot of things I could share, outside of myself, my parents, my patients, but just wanted to give you a little bit of an idea of what's possible with activation. Again, everyone's different. These products don't cure, heal, treat, mitigate, prevent. They just turn on our DNA, and our bodies do the divine work that they're meant to do without the extra stress and challenge that's placed on our cells and our system. So with that, I'll shoot this back to Kathleen to continue the presentation.
Thank you so much. When you started talking about connective tissue, I just got all excited, and I'm holding back right now. That's all I'm going to say. But thank you so much for sharing, Phil, and I'll come back to you shortly here. Let me go back to sharing my screen, everybody. All right, so that is our product overview. And now I'm going to go into more about the business aspect of this. So if you're here to learn a little bit more how you can leverage this as an additional income stream in your household, here we go. Okay, so let's talk about, I already talked a little bit about the company earlier, but I want you to know that the trends are in health and wellness. In fact, I just saw a recent trend, not only in health and wellness, that is supposed to, let's see, I just had it in front of me. It's so significant. There is predicted to be an 8.6 average annual growth in the wellness industry, reaching 8.5 trillion by 2027. It's the largest economic trend in world history. So if you're going to bring in an additional stream of income into your household, you might as well consider the trends in the economy. But then, there are the trends of anti-aging, right here. And we have products in that anti-aging market, unique products that are consumable, products that are category changing. You cannot buy these on the shelf in CVS. So we have like our foundation product line is in that space: skin care, hair care, pet care, energy, and weight loss, all category changing technology, consumable products that people use every single month after month after month. Nothing against products that people have to buy one time, but you do have to be a very good salesperson to continue selling stuff that people only need once. So that's definitely a benefit of having a business with consumable products that are unique. Also, home-based business, big trend, people wanting to work from home and have that flexibility. That's where I was 11 years ago, is just wanting something that I could schedule around the needs of my kids and my role as a new mom. I knew that the flexibility of this was almost the most important thing for me at the time, not so much the income, but I'm grateful that it has turned into a significant income and gave me the option to have a practice because I want to, but not because I have to. And then financial instability, I will say, is clearly a trend. Inflation, our checks are not keeping up with inflation. And so most people are having to cut back, or go into further and further debt. So why do that when you can just create another stream? All right, timing is also a significant thing to consider. This may be your first time hearing about even the term oxidative stress. And then activation, we are pioneers in this space. So you have the opportunity to be a part of this massive wave where a lot of the world is still talking about supplementation and vitamins and things like that that don't require a lot of explanation. We are still very early to the ballgame in the network marketing space. And speaking of network marketing, I wanted to share another stat that I recently read, that according to LinkedIn, actually, the global multi-level marketing market is expected to grow significantly between 2024 and 2031. In 2022, it was valued at 201 billion. It's projected to reach 329 billion by 2030. That's significant. So not only are we talking about the health and wellness space, but network marketing specifically is going to go through a massive expansion. So it's not really going to be, have you been involved in network marketing? It's going to be, which one? Which company are you partnered with? I'm going to do a very quick review of our compensation plan, but just know that we get paid 6 different ways. In the beginning, we are sharing information, enrolling customers, enrolling business partners, and you're going to earn a percentage of that. It's an immediate return on that enrollment. So that's the first way. The second way is you will get bonuses as you grow your business. So as your volume grows of customers, you get additional bonuses on top of that. You can earn a total of 30 to 40% on that customer volume every single month that people are ordering. Not just the first time, every single month people are on their subscription orders. Then we have something called we do have a fast track program where in your first 30 days, you can earn additional bonuses on just doing what you do to build your business. So there is a way to earn money quickly and in this opportunity. All right, then we have something called leveraged income. Now, unless you are a musician, an author like Phil, or you're an actor, or you have significant investments, you're probably not earning significant leveraged income that's going to make a difference in your life. With our business, as your business grows, your customers can become consultants, your consultants continue to grow the business. You're going to earn percentages on all of that volume down at least 9 levels deep in your organization. So as you grow your business, you get paid deeper in the organization, and you're earning these percentages month after month after month. You also can earn check matches on the leaders in your business who develop their business to a certain point. So you're earning check matches on their checks. And lastly, we have something called an elite bonus pool, where the company takes 4% of their commissionable sales and shares it amongst the leadership in our company. So it rewards us for helping our company grow. The bigger LifeVantage grows, the more money we all make, the more time we have, the more freedom we have, the less we're affected by things like inflation or challenges in our household, because we have that financial stability. And we do have fantastic rewards program. We have a Life Venture program where you can earn a Jeep Wrangler. I have earned this and it's fantastic. We have another fellow colleague on here who has earned their Jeep. There's also trips. If you love to travel and you love to travel 5-star travel and don't like to pay for it, well, this is a great way to do it. We are actually announcing a brand new incentive trip coming up in just a few weeks. So if you're on the precipice of joining us in the business, or you just did, this is a great way to earn a free trip. It's incredible experience. Now, because we're a publicly traded company on the NASDAQ, as I mentioned, all of our numbers are transparent. I appreciate that our company is transparent. I've seen a few companies in the past few years shut down without warning, change their structure, sell their company to somebody else, and nobody saw it coming. That's not the case here with LifeVantage. We're an established company, but still early to the ballgame, which is very unique. Now, you can see in the early stages of a business, if you look over here on your right, you can see it in bigger font here, you're earning a few $100s a month. And that could be enough to offset your grocery bill, do your car payment, offset your mortgage, help pay for daycare, whatever it is that you would need that additional income for. That's in the very early stages. Then as you grow your business, you're talking about more significant part-time income, $1,600 a month, $3,200, $7,500 a month. And I'm going to invite Phil back on here just briefly, because when I shared this with Phil, he's going to tell you he was not ready for a business. But tell us where you are today, Phil, because you said, why did you say yes to the business? Go ahead, and I'm going to stop share for a moment.
Sure. Yeah. So again, this was 11 years ago. I shared my product story. So I was very focused on, my own personal health experience. But the other piece of, my initial no to the business was just I had tried other network marketing companies in the past. I just personally didn't find success, but I had always been open to the concept of leveraged income. That's why I think I tried multiple other network marketing companies prior to. It always just made sense to me. And I was always sharing things with patients and friends. I just wasn't getting paid for my advice or suggestions. But anyway, I had the personal product experience that I shared with you guys. And I just really started thinking, um, what is possible if I really leverage this opportunity? Because I just started realizing day after day that these are global health changing technologies. This is a publicly traded company on the NASDAQ. Like, that's very rare within the network marketing space. Just the more and more research I did into the company, I thought this is an opportunity of a lifetime. And even though I was at a stage in my physical therapy business where I was really wanting to kind of ramp down and work a little bit less, I just saw the opportunity that was at hand, and I saw Kathleen's excitement and drive to build LifeVantage and other people that were joining LifeVantage. I just realized that these were really smart people and they were jumping on this train. Um, and so, I'm so glad that I did say yes finally after about a month of no. And it's been incredible just because the additional stream of income has really been life changing. You think about COVID, my private practice was shut down for 2 months. I would have had no income if I hadn't been growing this business at the same time. I look at our kids came to us in foster care about 5 years ago, and we had to drastically change our work schedules and our life, and our expenditures went way up. And, everything just really was impacted by that amazing decision. And my LifeVantage business had grown, and more income was coming in. This last year, my husband lost his job after 27 years in corporate America, just gone. And so this income has been a huge support for our family during this time. Um, and just looking at how I practice in my private practice before LifeVantage, I mean, I had to treat 6, 7 patients a day, 5, 6 days a week in order to make ends meet. Now I treat a few days a week, 3 or 4 patients, and not necessarily because I have to, but because I want to, because I still love my profession. So it's really remarkable, what can be done in this business in particular, because we have what we have, and we have this incredible system of getting this information to people and helping them grow a business for themselves and their family. So that's what I'll share.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. I'm so glad to be on this journey together. And the really cool thing about this is that we can be selective with who we invite to partner with us. And I've invited some incredible people and met some incredible people through the growth of our team. So it's wonderful to be on a path of growth with people that you really respect and enjoy. You have your own business. You don't have a boss, you don't have employees, but you're running together. So I'm so grateful. I'm going to share screen again and go back just to come back a little bit to share, as I promised, my story. When I saw this 11 years ago, I knew I wanted the product in my body. I just did enough research to know that this was a tool that I did not have on board, along with other things I was doing. And I knew that, but I don't think I was going to keep my mouth shut and not share that ABC News clip. It almost seemed, I couldn't even imagine not sharing this information with somebody. So I knew even if I made just a few $100s a month, it would be worth it because I was going to open my mouth anyway. And I had been praying for something that I could do while my kids were napping. So I said yes to this and quickly realized that this could become an income stream to help me finance early education for my kids when they were really young in these special schools that were quite expensive. The trade-off was I didn't have to treat patients full time to do it. So this gave me the time freedom to build something in the nooks and crannies of my life, treat patients very part-time, and have a sustainable income in my household. That allowed me to show up as the mom I wanted to with my kids, not hurried all the time, not rushing out the door, and allowed me to create my life on my time. Years later, this gave me the ability to actually take a sabbatical from my profession. Now, having been a business owner since 2007, and I was a personal trainer for many years prior to this, it required a lot of me. And it caused a lot of burnout because in order to make more money, I had to see more people, do more hours. That wasn't going to last long. So this has given me leverage so that I didn't have that pressure. I didn't experience burnout the same way I did or could as a physical therapist if I had to treat patients around the clock or if I was a salaried PT. And today my kids are now 11 and 13. I get to go to their football games. I never really have to worry about that schedule like I did before LifeVantage came into my life. And I am at this level here where it's called EC1, where the average income, is around 13,000 a month. And that is a very decent full-time income. All right, we're going to close it up here. And I will say, when you come on board as a consultant with LifeVantage, it's not that you have to come in and recreate the wheel. We do have a system in place, training in place to teach you the very simple basics you need to know to start growing your LifeVantage business, to start earning income immediately. Getting started, well, you're going to fall into one of three categories. This is all very interesting to you. You want to do some more research. Just know we have a unique LifeVantage website. The person that invited you has that. Please get with them and have a private conversation with them and another team member to get your questions answered. If you are going online to research, go to scholar.google.com. That does filter out a lot of paid advertisers and bloggers who write anything on the internet, of course. And then PubMed.gov if you are interested in the science. We also have private Facebook groups that share lots and lots of stories that might be more relevant to whatever your story is that you're looking or hoping to have. You can become a customer if you're in category number 2. You can become a customer. We have a fantastic rewards system that, for every cumulative orders that you purchase, every 200 you reach, you start to earn credits back that you can use towards subsequent orders. So that's called a Rewards Circle program. And if you join as a subscription member, you'll not only get this, but you'll get a 10% savings on your products. And you also get a free product on your 1-year anniversary. And if you're in category 3, you're loving the idea of these products in your body, you're thinking, I've got to share this with people, and you are open to earning additional income in your household, you pick a pack. We have different packs to choose from. The business enrollment pack gives you a selection of most all of our products here at the biggest discount one time. It's a one-time investment. You're purchasing your business. It's a tax deduction. We also have some smaller packs here available for you. So you just get in where you fit in. Then you will pick a stack. Pick a combination of products that are most suited for you right now in your health and your family. And that will be you're just going to order from your own store and be your own best customer. It's the way to go. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, taking the time out to listen. Again, my name is Kathleen Kangas. Thanks, Phil Tavolacci, for joining our special guest. Again, we are both physical therapists, private practice owners, parents of 2, and our MFR experts. And he's the artist and author. I'm not that, but so grateful for this LifeVantage opportunity in our life. It's just been an additional blessing for us, in addition to the profession that we love. So if you're on here, you're a practitioner, or you really love your job, this is just another blessing in your life that can bless you and your family. Thank you so much. Have a great night.